Well, if you watched the last video, not the one where I was trying to figure out where to put the battery, but the one where I finished the Firewall, I still had to put a hole in it for the transmission shift cable, and somewhere during the editing of the video I realized I had forgot to put a hole through the Firewall for the main wiring harness. Well, I'm going to take care of some of that. I'm going to stick the motor back in and see where that leads us. Well, you can see how much fun drilling this hole is with the 2-inch hole saw. You can imagine how much fun it was drilling with a 3-inch. Should have done it right the first time. Now we've got some edges to trim off right here, smooth up the edges of that hole, etc., etc. All right, doors are open, fans are on. It's not too hot today. It's only going to be like 83 or 84 outside today. It's probably close to that right now, but hey, it's a good day for doing some welding. I'm going to weld these little patch panels in place. I got one set up for both sides. Did that the same way as always, cardboard cutouts, all that good stuff. Painted them on the back side because I'm not going to be able to get to the back side at all to paint these. I'll shoot something up inside there for corrosion prevention after I get through welding it. We'll see how all that works out. The plan after this is probably going to be to put the motor back in. Once I get the engine back in, I'll be able to figure out exactly where this wire is going to need to come through here so I can make my cover panel for this large hole that I've made so all the wiring can actually pass through the hole and I don't have to take the wiring harness apart to get it through the hole. I've also drilled a hole for my shift cable to go through down here. I drilled that by looking at pictures of where the shift cable was laying when the engine was in before. Hopefully I got that close enough so that it'll work. I think it's going to work. So let's get to welding. This is a pretty close fit, but I brought a little hammer along just in case I need to adjust it a little bit. Welding is done, and it is only 81 degrees in here with 71% humidity. We got to change that. Thermostat actually said it was 83 degrees in here, so just knock it down a degree and knock off about 15 or 20% of that humidity, maybe. And I still go back to the question, is this technically putting a motor in a car or putting a car on a motor? Get a few things out of the way right now so that when I start coming down I don't forget about them. All right, if I put the firewall in the right place, it's all going to fit. All right, stop me if it looks like I'm going to hit anything. I swear, it fits. It was in there before. Well, that was a light falling out. I think we're very, very close. Let's get the camera out of here before the camera dies. And by dies, I mean before I drop a car on it and kill it. Now, if I was going to put bolts somewhere that mount a motor into a car that I'm actually working on, well, it would be dropping back down through the hole, but evidently I didn't do that. Somewhere around here are 4 bolts that hold the motor in the car. Trust me, I will find them. And when I find them, I'll be like, oh yeah, I knew I put them there. That's a good place for them. I think I found them. Yes, sir. Laying over here on this bench. That only took about 7 or 8 minutes. Just threw them on a random bench. That'll work. All right. If we get 2 of these bolts to line up, we'll be doing good, because that makes the other 2 easier. The long ones go in the front, shorter ones go in the back. And let's see how close we are to actually lining up with the hole. And we're not there yet. Forward a bit, forward, forward, forward. Oh. Left, left, left. Oh, that was easy. All right, put a couple more in and see what happens. Come on, baby. What? She's fighting me. Has the CV joint pulled too far out and doesn't want to go back in? Or what is the deal? Yeah, I think so. Will these CV axles pull apart? And the answer to that question is yes, these CV axles will pull apart. Anyway, they'll pull out to the point where they don't want to go back together. It just popped back together, thankfully. All right, it just popped back together again. I don't know what is going on with that axle, but the outer half doesn't seem to slide in and out as easily as the inner half. And every time I let pressure off of it, it pops apart. Interesting thing, it's never done that before. All the times I've had it in and out, it hasn't happened before, but there's a first time for everything. I got to do something about that steering rack too. I don't need to be able to steer my back wheels. Engine dolly out, tires on, and back down on the ground. And then we're going to thread this little bundle of wires up to that hole up there. That one right there. What a mess. We'll have to clean that up a little bit. Well, I'm going to bolt some of the components on here, see if all these wires will reach like they're supposed to, figure out where the grommet's got to be, and maybe fire it up. I don't know. All right, we'll stick a few of these little components in here, put some temporary spacers in behind them because some of the wiring runs in behind all this stuff. Just cutting pieces of rubber or plastic tubing to about the right length. And later those will get replaced with some kind of metal, maybe a steel pipe or a piece of aluminum, I don't know. We got a bunch of little parts to put in here. Bunch of little parts to drop on the floor. Get this all set up. Attach all this stuff to these nice little provided nut plates. So nice of these nut plates to be provided from the factory. Oh, too long. Oh, I'm gonna have to waste some of it. Yeah, which wires go which way? I don't remember. All right, we'll figure it out. That's one of the problems with doing something that takes so long because you're kind of slow at doing things. got to remember what he did, where all the wires go. At least I wrote a bunch of stuff down in a bunch of notebooks. It'll take forever to figure out what I wrote because really hard to figure out your notes when you look back at them sometimes. I think that goes there, lines up with the holes, yes. Well, I don't know about you, but I think we're getting somewhere. I think it looks a whole lot better than that piece of plywood, and might be a little solider and a little bit more sound and smoke resistant once I put a window in there. Well, let's not say smoke, let's say fumes and vapors, yeah. Well, that definitely doesn't look like your average Celica. I think that's about it for this time. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and maybe next time I'll see if I can get this thing running again. Thanks for watching. If you have any thoughts, please leave them in the comments section. I read all the comments, I enjoy reading them, and they motivate me. Well, they either motivate me to continue what I'm doing or change my ways. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share this video to people who you think might enjoy it.